right, East Central Illinois, we are so glad you're with us here on the morning show. This is my first time joining this segment called Cooking Up a Storm with Jacob, but he is no stranger to the kitchen. And Jacob, today I found out that we're making some orange chicken.
Orange chicken, yeah.
I love it. I'm excited.
It's going to be great. And it's an easy dish, too. Last week, we talked about cashew chicken. And the big thing about that is we used frozen chicken, we had rice, and we made this sauce. So the sauce is what's made it. This is the same for this orange chicken. It's the orange sauce that makes all of the difference. And so that's what we want to do. I want to real quick, though, Matthew, talk about some of the sides that we have here first off. So we've got some rice going. Of course, rice, a lot of people have made it before. If you haven't before, it's usually pretty easy. My rice is actually starting to boil a little bit. And I set that in there. I do 1 part rice, 2 parts water. So I got a cup of rice in there and 2 cups of water. And then you'll notice, doesn't it look a little bit maybe yellowish?
There's a hint of it.
A little bit.
Is that butter?
No, it's not actually. My secret is this right here. It is chicken base. If you get some chicken base in there, it's like making homemade chicken stock. The inside of the container. I mean, it's kind of gross looking. It's like a paste in there, but you can use that. This one container can make 5 gallons of chicken broth.
Whoa.
Which you think the savings at the store of that. I think this was like $8, $9 maybe. And so I put a little bit of that in there to add some flavor to my rice. So that's going. I'm going to put it on low now that it's boiling. And I've got this nifty little cover that sits on here. This cover here is great for cooking rice because you stick it on there. The steam, if there's too much, it will slowly come out there. It's also great, though, if you're boiling vegetables on the stove, something that can spill over. This prevents spillovers as well. So I'll have a link to what that is. I forget the name. My wife's going to yell at me. But just stick the cover on there, and I can forget it. The rice is on low. That'll be ready in about 20 minutes. Let's talk about the chicken. I like to save a step. Feel free to use frozen chicken, whatever you got at home. This is the kind we like. We can get it at some of the member stores. You can get it at the grocery stores and stuff like that. But if you want to use home or fresh chicken, you can do that as well. How easy is it, though? Dump it on there. We're going to put it in the oven, Matthew. You think that's enough chicken for you? You hungry today?
I can eat as much as you could.
You're going to eat as much as I can? Okay. We're going to stick this in the oven, let it do its time, and it'll be ready here pretty quick. Then, I want to talk about the sauce real quick.
Yeah,
that's the next step. This is where we make the homemade sauce. We're going to use some fresh oranges for that. And I need about 3/4 of a cup of orange juice on here. If you've ever juiced oranges, it's really easy. I've got this little juicer device right here. I'm just going to squeeze that juice out. Here's your shortcut step.
Nice.
You got orange juice at your house, Matthew?
I always keep orange.
Yeah, we're not big orange juice drinkers, but if you got orange juice, just use orange juice. It's just fine. Sometimes, though, when you use fresh, it makes all the difference in there. So I'm going to use about 2 medium oranges for time purposes. I'm going to stop there, pour my orange juice in there, but I'll have to do another 1.5 pieces. And if I get a little pulp, that's okay. The other thing is to add some flavor. You can just use a little bit of grated orange peel on there, and that's going to add some flavor to that. So I'll add about half an orange worth to there. I'll continue that coming up in a bit because I know we're running a little short of time. The other things that go in there, chili garlic sauce. If you ever use this, first off, Matthew, you like spicy? Can you handle?
I don't, but I.
You don't? I'll go a little lower on that then. Chili garlic sauce has a little bit of heat, but it gives it that heat that you traditionally get in Asian food. So about 1/3 cup, but I'm going a little less for Matthew White here, folks. If you like your spice at home, put a little more in there. If my wife were here, she might want a little bit more than that. We also want to do some soy sauce. We're going to go with 1/4 cup of that. So we'll put that in here.
Soy sauce.
And we've got some other things. I'm not sure I'm going to get to it all in time, but then we're going to have some brown sugar, sesame oil, and pepper. And then I'm going to make a slurry with some cornstarch. And that cornstarch is going to help thicken it, and it'll be a nice paste. The other thing I like to do, Matthew, is sometimes I will make I'll double the batch for the sauce.
You add up. Okay.
And then put it in a little jar like this. Save it, put it in the fridge. It lasts for a week or 2. You know, it's got some acid in there, the orange, to keep things fresh and flavorful. So that's kind of how things go with that. So with that, I'm probably not going to be able to finish your time here with this sauce, but it's pretty easy. To be honest, I could probably come back in 15 minutes and have this dish done. But we're going to stretch it out a little bit. We got to make you watch the whole show, right, Matthew?
Absolutely, Jay.
And really what I got to do is I got to make Matthew wait to eat. Because you've been hungry all morning, haven't you?
I'm patient. But you were saying this is a benefit for families that are always on the go.
Correct. Super easy. It takes about 15 minutes. You stick your chicken in the oven. You get your rice going. Then you just got to make the sauce. What we'll do coming up is I've got broccoli I'm going to add in there. So we'll put a little bit of broccoli in. And we'll talk, maybe you want to use raw chicken instead of frozen chicken, how you can incorporate incorporate that. I'll finish up this sauce. We'll have more coming up later on in the show.
All right, Jacob, my stomach's growling continuously, but still to come on the morning show. We can't forget to come on the morning show. Our meteorologist, Adam Shawinski, has our forecast on this Tuesday as we continue to follow storm chances. We're also going to check back in with another meteorologist, Jacob Dickey, who's still cooking up his storm. Jacob, tell us how things are going with your sauce.
Yeah, so I got the sauce coming to a boil now, Matthew. I just pulled out the chicken. Got my broccoli steaming in the pan here, and the rice is ready to go. In the next few minutes, I'll be adding a little bit of a cornstarch slurry in there. That's going to thicken my sauce, help it to stick to the broccoli and to the chicken a bit better here. So we'll be combining things pretty quickly. Matthew, maybe you at home? We're going to have some great food to eat coming up here in just a bit.
Woods Basement Systems is proud to sponsor Cooking Up a Storm.
All right, welcome back to the morning show as we continue to check in with our meteorologist, Jacob Dickey, as we cook up that storm. Jacob, we got to share the final steps as you continue to make orange chicken, though.
Yeah, now remember, we made the rice. That's all done here. I had my broccoli steamed a little bit, and then I added my chicken from the oven in here. We got the sauce, and I got it boiling here to try and reduce it.
Okay.
If you like your sauce a little thicker, you might want to boil it a little bit longer.
Okay.
If you're a little hungry, you don't have to boil it all the way, but the longer you boil it, I added that cornstarch slurry in there. That cornstarch, when you heat it up, acts as a thickening agent. And so when you thicken that sauce, that helps to coat things nicely and cover it just like you'd get it at the takeout restaurant down the road. But if it's a little runny, that's okay, just whatever you want. These are the recipe ingredients you see here. We added orange juice, chili garlic sauce, soy sauce. We also had on there brown sugar. That's going to sweeten it up some, kind of cut back on the heat that Matthew doesn't care for. We got some sesame seed oil in there, a little bit of pepper, just for some flavor. And then after that, we made the slurry with that cornstarch and that rice vinegar, and then the water in there. Also had a little bit of water in there with that pepper, and that was added in just at the end. So then we've ended up with this nice pot here that's steaming. I'm going to pull some of the sauce out now and probably leave the rest. I made extra, so I could take it home.
We got to make some for Adam, you know.
Well, that's true. Yeah, Adam's here. Of course, he's wanting some food. But I got an extra batch of that sauce I can take home, and in a couple of days, guess what? We can take this pan and do the same. So let's go ahead and add that sauce on in here. Nice orange color, a little bit runny, but that's okay. It'll thicken if you leave it on there another few minutes or so. But we're going to coat those delicious broccoli and a chicken with the sauce. I think that's going to be good enough for now. Let's give it a little stir, mix it on up. Can you smell it?
It's hard not to.
It is.
We smelled it earlier, Adam, in the break.
Man, I heard Adam's stomach grumbling, I think, earlier. Or was that thunder? I'm not sure.
Why not both? Why not both?
Why not both, right? So we got the sauce in there, coating it. And if you use fresh orange juice, that's going to add a little bit extra to it here. And so we've got it pretty much ready to go. Let me serve a big bowl here. Nice helping of rice. This is a great and easy meal for the whole family to enjoy.
And that rice looks so fluffy. I mean, I love it.
Yeah, it really works out well to have that cover on there, just to take care of what I need. Doesn't that just look good?
Fluffy enough to sleep on, Adam?
Like a pillow. I mean, there you go.
Sleep on your bowl of rice.
Pillow rice.
So there's that. Matthew, I'll serve you a little bowl here. You can take it.
Why does Adam get the big bowl?
Who says that's my bowl?
Oh, no, that's my big bowl there.
Yeah, see?
All right, so anyways, we got that there. You got a fork there. I've got a fork for you here. Give it a try and grab a piece out of there and let me know what you think.
I think I might use a spoon.
Spoon? You get some rice in there as well.
The rice will fall in
my fork. Let me try it here as well.
Here we go, Central Illinois.
You'll have a little heat, and then you'll get the sweetness of the orange there. Of course, it is hot.
Sweet and spicy, yeah.
Yeah, blow on it a little bit, hot temperature-wise. But we'll get that citrus punch.
That's good. That's good. That is really good, actually. I like that.
Where have you heard that from before?
I don't know. Some other meteorologist, I guess.
Something. So you get some nice flavor in there. And again, some ways you can customize it. If you wanted to use raw chicken breast, say you're at home and you're like, hey, I don't have frozen, I want to use the raw. Or I don't want the breading. Maybe that's a little too much extra for you. Just chunk your chicken breast in pieces, and before you put the broccoli in, cook that in a little bit of oil in the pan like you would. Then add your broccoli, steam that a little bit, and then you're going to put the sauce right on in there. So whatever you do, you can save some steps, whether you're making frozen chicken bites. You've got some fresh chicken. I've done that as well. I also have a recipe for the fresh chicken, so I'll put the recipe for the sauce online, but I'll share that recipe too, because Matthew, you might like grilled chicken,
right? We've got people at home that maybe just tuned in. They didn't see the full step by step.
Correct. So coming up after the show here, first things that's going to happen is we're going to do some eating. And then I'm going to put the recipe online, and we'll jump on over there. Really, the main part of this recipe is the sauce. That's what you really want. And you can add that sauce to a whole bunch of other things if you want to. So it looks good.
You know what they say, Jacob? The sauce is the boss.
Sauce.
Sometimes.
Sauce
I
boss.
like that. Sauce is the boss, right? Used to be, you know, you cook it low and slow, but I think we're going to have to change this to sauce is the boss.
I like it.
I
Put
like
that on your apron.
Yeah, there you go, right? So I'm going to just finish up this sauce a little bit. And again, the great thing about it, double that. I got a mason jar. I'm going to take it home, have it in the fridge. That way later this week, when I'm really busy, that sauce is ready to go.
Instant, ready to go.
Literally instant.
Yeah,
Makes
yeah.
it easy.
So save some time. I know life's busy. You got kids and grandkids coming home for summer break coming up. This recipe is something they're going to love.
A Memorial Day treat early.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Throw
think
it
I'm
down.
going to try and get a little grilling as long as
gonna
this
say
guy
that.
doesn't make it rain.
Hey, I'm just the messenger.
It's just
Right.
Just the messenger.
Make it
Me
rain
too.
with butter.
I come with you this week.
Well, we still have our Morning Rush headline, so stick to that, of course. Everything you need to know before we